Have you ever wondered how the Georgian Kingdoms, a significant player in the ancient world, came to be? The story of these kingdoms' emergence is both fascinating and complex, filled with the intricate dance of power, culture, and faith. The dawn of the Georgian kingdoms can be traced back as far as the 4th century BC. In the mountainous terrains of the Caucasus, two early Georgian states began to take shape. On one hand, we had Caucasus, a kingdom known for its rich natural resources and strategic location along the Black Sea. On the other, there was Iberia, a state that emerged in the eastern part of the region, known for its political and military prowess. These two states, though distinct in many aspects, laid the foundation for what would eventually become the formidable Georgian kingdoms. As the centuries passed, the Georgian states found themselves in the sphere of influence of one of the most powerful empires of the ancient world, the Roman Empire. It was during this period that the Georgian kingdoms began to reflect the cultural and political influences of Rome. This Roman connection sparked a transformation that would redefine the Georgian states, particularly with the adoption of Christianity in the 4th century AD. Christianity, a faith that was rapidly spreading across the Roman Empire at the time, found a new home in the heart of the Georgian kingdoms, becoming a key part of their identity. This adoption of Christianity was more than just a religious transformation. It was a cultural shift, a political statement, and a beacon of unity for the people of the Georgian kingdoms. It tied them together with a common faith and purpose, providing a solid foundation for the consolidation of power that would follow. As the centuries rolled on, the Georgian kingdoms began to consolidate their power, setting the stage for a golden age. This golden age, filled with expansion, prosperity, and cultural blossoming, would go on to leave an indelible mark on the pages of history. But that's a story for our next scene. So what happened when these Georgian kingdoms reached their zenith of power? Well, the 10th century was a time of monumental change for the Georgian kingdoms. A remarkable leader emerged who would forever alter the course of Georgian history, King Bagratid III. Under his rule, the fragmented Georgian kingdoms unified into a singular, powerful entity. This period of consolidation marked a significant shift in the region's political landscape, laying the groundwork for what would become the Golden Age of Georgia. And oh, what a golden age it was! The 12th and 13th centuries saw the reign of Queen Tamar, a figure of immense significance in Georgian history. Her reign was a time of cultural flourishing and political advancements. From arts to sciences, literature to architecture, the Georgian kingdoms thrived, their influence spreading far beyond their borders. Queen Tamar was a ruler unlike any other, her reign marked by a deep respect for education and culture. She championed the development of a unique Georgian identity, one that was reflected in the breathtaking architectural wonders erected during her time. The Georgian kingdoms were not just expanding territorially, but culturally as well. The Georgian influence extended far and wide during these centuries. Under Queen Tamar, they didn't just conquer territories, they spread their culture, their values, and their way of life. They marked the world with the indelible stamp of Georgian identity, leaving their cultural footprint on every land they touched. But as with all great empires, the Golden Age couldn't last forever. The Georgian kingdoms were about to face challenges that would test their unity, their strength, and their resilience. The tides of change were about to roll in. A period of great prosperity was coming to an end, and an era of struggle was on the horizon. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another day. But as with all great empires, the Golden Age couldn't last forever. The tides of change were about to roll in. But what causes a mighty kingdom like Georgia to crumble? As we journey through time to the late 13th century, we find the Georgian kingdoms at a crossroads. The once flourishing region, known for its cultural richness and territorial expansion, began to show signs of decline, setting the stage for what would become a tumultuous period in its history. Nothing shakes a kingdom to its core quite like an external invasion. The Mongols, a nomadic tribe from the east, known for their ruthless warfare and expansive conquests, set their sights on the Georgian kingdoms. The onslaught was relentless, and the once mighty kingdom found itself caught in a storm of violence and chaos. The Mongols' invasion was a devastating blow to the Georgian kingdoms, crippling the economy, destroying infrastructure, and causing a significant loss of life. But the external threats were just the beginning. In the wake of the Mongol invasions, a silent and invisible enemy began to creep across the kingdom. The Black Death, a devastating plague that swept across Eurasia, claimed millions of lives. The Georgian kingdoms were not spared from this catastrophe. The population was decimated, weakening the kingdom's manpower and further destabilizing the region. As if these calamities were not enough, internal strife began to take root. Disputes over power, territory, and succession led to infighting among the nobility. This internal conflict fractured the once united kingdom into small, disjointed principalities. The fragmentation of the kingdom was the final nail in the coffin, marking the end of the Georgian kingdom's dominance. Yet the fall of a kingdom is not the end of its story. The ruins of once great civilizations often serve as the foundation for new societies, and in the ashes of the Georgian kingdoms, a new chapter was waiting to be written. Despite the fall, the legacy of the Georgian kingdoms lived on, leaving a lasting impact on the region and the world. In the face of decline and fragmentation, what lasting legacy did the Georgian kingdoms leave behind? The answer to this question is as rich and varied as the history of the kingdoms themselves. Culturally, the Georgian kingdoms left an indelible mark. The Georgian Orthodox Church, a steadfast pillar of Georgian identity, continues to play a pivotal role in modern Georgia. It was during the reign of these kingdoms that the Church solidified its position, serving as a beacon of hope and resilience throughout periods of turmoil and change. Today, the influence of the Church is still palpable, its spiritual guidance woven into the fabric of Georgian society. The Georgian kingdoms also bequeathed an architectural legacy that is nothing short of awe-inspiring. Grand cathedrals and fortresses dot the Georgian landscape, each one a testament to the architectural prowess of the time. These structures, built with a blend of Byzantine, Persian, and local architectural styles, stand as silent witnesses to the kingdom's past glory. They are a source of national pride and a constant reminder of the kingdom's golden era. In the realm of politics, the Georgian kingdoms introduced systems of governance that, while not without their flaws, laid the groundwork for future political developments in the region. The kingdom's political structures, based on feudalism, were precursors to the more centralized systems of governance that would emerge in later centuries. Perhaps one of the most unique legacies of the Georgian kingdoms is the Georgian script. This distinctive script, one of only a handful in the world, is intricately tied to the nation's identity. It is a visual embodiment of the Georgian language, culture, and history, symbolizing the enduring spirit of the Georgian people. The legacy of the Georgian kingdoms is not confined to the past. It resonates in the heartbeat of modern Georgia, in its culture, its architecture, its politics, and its language. Though the kingdoms fell, their legacy remains a testament to their once mighty rule, echoing through the ages. So, what have we learned about the rise and fall of the Georgian kingdoms? We began our journey with the formation of early Georgian states, a pivotal moment in history that set the stage for a rich cultural and political tapestry. The Georgian kingdoms didn't just appear, they emerged, shaped by a unique blend of indigenous traditions and external influences. Then, we moved into the Golden Age under the rule of Queen Tamar, a period of prosperity and growth that cemented Georgia's position on the world stage. Her reign was a shining beacon, illuminating the path for future generations. Yet, no kingdom stands forever. We witnessed the decline of these great kingdoms, torn apart by both external pressures and internal strife. But even in downfall, there were lessons to be learned. Finally, we delved into the enduring legacy of the Georgian kingdoms. Their influence still echoes today, shaping our understanding of history and culture. From the rise to the fall, the Georgian kingdoms have left an indelible mark on history, a testament to their enduring spirit and influence.